At the age of 70, many people suddenly realize that life is no longer the same. Health begins to change significantly, social relationships gradually shift, and family, once a steadfast support, may no longer be the only place to lean on. Loved ones may become busy with their own lives. Children and grandchildren grow up and follow their own paths, leaving behind emotional gaps that familial bonds alone cannot always fill. In that quiet moment, the elderly begin to ask themselves, what truly becomes a reliable pillar of support in the later years? What can make life after 70 feel full, peaceful, and meaningful, without loneliness or dependency? The answer lies in pillars of support that many people overlook. These aren't just relationships, but also deep aspects of physical health, mental resilience, mindset, and lifestyle. Elements that, when properly nurtured, can prove to be stronger than even blood ties. One of the first pillars is proactive health. After 70, the difference between someone who remains healthy and independent and someone who becomes reliant on medication, nursing homes, or their children lies in daily self-care. It's not about scrambling for a cure once illness strikes, but about consistently cultivating a healthy lifestyle. Through quality sleep, mindful eating, light physical activity, proper breathing, and keeping the spirit fresh. Physical health is not a gift from nature. It's the result of small but persistent habits over time. Another crucial pillar is mental independence. Independence does not mean loneliness. It's a state in which older individuals no longer depend on others' emotions to feel happy. When seniors can find joy in simple things, reading, gardening, meditating, self-care, or quietly sipping tea, then no one can take that peace from them. A free mind is a precious source of strength that helps navigate life's changes without being swept away. Selective social connection is another essential pillar. In old age, we don't need many people around us. We need the right people. This could be a walking partner in the morning, a small group with shared hobbies like playing chess, planting trees, or even singing. What matters is not the number of relationships, but the depth of understanding and empathy within them. Positive connections help the elderly feel valued, heard, and part of a community, something not all family ties can provide. Financial stability forms another foundational support. One doesn't have to be wealthy, but managing money wisely to remain independent, to spend on what they desire and to live by their own choices, is true freedom. Money doesn't buy happiness, but used wisely, it brings security and autonomy, critical as one ages. Self-belief is a profound pillar, though often unmentioned. As people age, many begin to doubt their worth, thinking they're no longer useful or influential. But if they can believe that every life stage carries its own meaning, that old age can be the most radiant time of experience and inner growth, they'll live more purposefully and with greater inspiration. No one understands you better than you do yourself. And that belief becomes the guiding light in later years. Finally, a vital pillar is the ability to accept and let go. After 70, loss and change are inevitable. Only by learning to release what can't be held onto, from past regrets and unfulfilling relationships to unrealistic expectations of others, can one make room for the good things to come. A light heart is born not from control, but from knowing what to let go of and what to keep. Family is not always the most solid pillar. Some seniors live among their children and grandchildren yet feel lonely. Others live alone and feel peaceful and complete. What brings tranquility in old age doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. After 70, if we build our foundation on these pillars, life won't feel like a downward slope but rather an upward journey in its own unique way. Steadfast, liberated, and profound. Because what stems from inner strength, conscious choice, self-trust, and personal experience will always be more enduring than any external relationship, even family. Many people believe that old age is the closing chapter of life, but in reality, it is often the time when we finally get to live most authentically. After years of dedication, sacrifice, and chasing responsibilities, this is when one can finally pause, listen to the voice within, and seek out what is truly meaningful. Health is no longer just about the body. It's the harmony of body, mind, and spirit. A frail body can still carry a strong soul. Conversely, someone physically fit but mentally unsettled will struggle to find peace. So, at this age, caring for health isn't just about eating well or exercising regularly. It's also about nurturing the spirit. Someone who knows how to keep their inner peace amidst the storms of aging, who finds joy in the simplest moments, will radiate a quiet yet vibrant energy. One of the greatest gifts of life after 70 is the release from the endless competition of youth. There is no longer a need to prove anything, to chase status or wealth. In letting go, one finds true abundance. A warm cup of tea, a sunny morning, a favorite book, or a gentle melody. These simple things can become powerful sources of happiness when welcomed with an open heart. Perhaps one of the most profound pillars older adults need to build is adaptability. Aging inevitably brings loss of loved ones, of health, of former roles in society. But rather than resisting the unavoidable, learning to adapt and to find new meaning in changing circumstances is what keeps the soul from growing old alongside the body. In youth, people live to rise, to express, to leave a mark. In old age, we live to slow down, to feel deeply, and to pass on wisdom. While the body may not be as agile or energetic, what it gains is a treasure trove of life experience. That becomes the foundation upon which we become our own support, no longer waiting for someone else to come and save us. In today's modern world, many older adults feel left behind. Grandchildren are busy, technology changes rapidly, and society seems to no longer cater to the elderly. But if embraced in the right way, technology can help them reconnect with the world. Learning to use a smartphone for video calls, joining online classes, or simply listening to a morning podcast. These are all ways to keep learning, growing, and feeling part of life's vibrant flow. Another crucial but often forgotten aspect is emotional self-care. As we age, emotions may become more fragile, yet also more profound. Older adults are more easily moved, more sensitive, and more prone to loneliness. But instead of suppressing or enduring these emotions, we can learn to listen, share, and process them in healthy ways. Keeping a journal, joining support groups, or simply having a close friend to talk to, all of these can water the soul like a garden that needs daily nurturing. Many believe that simply having family around is enough to make an older person feel loved. But in truth, some elders feel lonelier surrounded by relatives than those who live alone. Because love doesn't come from mere presence. It comes from true understanding and heartfelt connection. When these are missing, seniors must learn to create warmth within themselves, by loving themselves more, treating themselves kindly, and appreciating each present moment. Living long enough teaches us that some things are beyond control. Accepting this truth isn't weakness. It's a sign of deep inner growth. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It's the conscious choice of someone who values peace. It's when we no longer cling to the past, no longer force ourselves to hold on to people or things, and instead choose to live authentically, with serenity and freedom. After 70, perhaps the most important thing isn't how long we live, but how we live. A life that is short yet full and meaningful is far more valuable than one stretched out in silence and regret. And to achieve that, seniors must build solid foundations, pillars of support even stronger than the presence of family. Because no one else can live your life for you, no one understands you better than you do, and no one can give you true happiness until you've learned to be happy with yourself first. Old age is not the final chapter. It is a special one in the journey of being human. It's a chapter where the noise and competition of earlier years have faded into silence, where the burning desires of youth have been transformed into wisdom, compassion, and a clearer perspective on life. In this chapter, if one can build strong inner pillars, not relying on others, not waiting, and not clinging to regret, then each day becomes a peaceful one, each breath a gift, and each morning a new chance to live fully and authentically. There will be days when you feel like no one is by your side, that no one understands you, or that you're no longer needed. But always remember, the value of a person never lies in how others treat you. It lies in how you treat yourself. When you know how to care for yourself, to love and cherish your own presence, then no matter the situation, you are still whole. Family can be a blessing, but it's not always a reliable source of support. Sometimes, the expectations from family become a burden that leaves the elderly feeling sad and disappointed. So instead of waiting for others to fill the empty spaces within you, learn to fill them yourself, with simple yet meaningful things. A healthy habit, a small passion, a green garden corner, or an afternoon sitting quietly by the window. These small things can nourish the soul deeply and lastingly. When you gain mastery over your thoughts, freedom in your choices, and clarity in your emotions, you'll no longer feel like a burden to anyone. On the contrary, you'll become a source of inspiration for the younger generation. Not because you are accomplished or successful, but because you've lived a kind, strong, and meaningful life until the very end. Your presence will be living proof that age does not diminish a person's worth. It reveals it more clearly over time. Old age doesn't need grandeur. What it needs is a peaceful heart, a reasonably healthy body, a few companions, a grateful spirit, and a quiet belief that you are still alive and your life still has meaning. With just that, life after 70 is no longer something to fear. Instead, it becomes the most liberating, serene, and beautiful stage a person can experience. So, if you've arrived at this chapter of life, don't grieve for the time that has passed. Be grateful that you're still here. Still able to choose, still able to change, still able to begin again with more peace, wisdom, and gentleness. The true pillars that support you now are no longer the arms of your family. They are you, with all the knowledge, experiences, and kindness you've cultivated throughout your life. When you can stand firm on that foundation, you'll realize nothing can take away your inner peace, nothing can break you, and no situation can cause you to lose yourself. You no longer need an external anchor, because within you, there already exists an entire sky of strength. And that is the most precious gift that old age can offer.